You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. We're going to talk about DeShaun Watson. Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, has finally come out and made some comments. As we know, the NFL draft was last night. My Niners took Trey Lance, and the Patriots took Mac Jones. I like both picks a lot for both teams. I'm pulling for both those quarterbacks. The Bears traded up for Justin Fields and left Mac Jones on the board for the Patriots. Personally speaking, I don't love that. I wasn't real high on Justin Fields. Well, the commissioners come out and made some comments, and the reason I bring those two teams up is, look, they were in on the DeShaun Watson sweepstakes. There were a lot of teams from last night's draft that made a lot of decisions because of this alleged misconduct going on with DeShaun Watson. So there was a lot of fallout connected to what happened last night directly. Very quickly, make sure you check out blackandwhitenetwork.com, exclusive videos, live streams, and if you are a silver member, you get exclusive videos to yourself and the chance to be involved with a member panel with myself and John Matrix. And we believe our first exclusive live stream will be next Saturday, not tomorrow, but the following Saturday, for members of that website. Check it out. We're trying to secede, get away from big tech. Well, Commissioner Roger Goodell has made some comments. So has Troy Vincent. I'm not the biggest Troy Vincent fan. Well, hell, I'm not the biggest Roger Goodell fan in the world, to be quite honest with you. But let's take a look at these comments from Outkick, and we'll kind of talk about everything involved in this a little bit. More than 20 massage therapists have accused quarterback DeShaun Watson of harassment. I'm cleaning that up a little bit for YouTube. Other than Houston Texans, few in the NFL are monitoring this situation as closely as Commissioner Roger Goodell. Quote, "We're obviously following that and looking at that ourselves," Goodell told reporters prior to the first round of the NFL draft. Before the accusations, Watson reportedly made it clear he wanted a trade out of Houston. Unfortunately, DeShaun Watson made himself look incredibly bad by pulling the race card involving this trade. Said he wanted to play for a black coach. The Houston Texans hired a black coach. Then he said, "Well, I still want out of town." But as of now, it seemed no rival team would make a deal. At least until the DeShaun Watson situation is resolved. But we got to bring up some points after this because I'm pretty sure some of those avenues have been closed off. An outcome could go a number of ways, so the Texans, Watson, and interested opponents are all in a holding pattern. For that matter, the league NFL office so is the league NFL office on how best to handle the situation. Quote, "There are important steps that we will be taking as part of the personal conduct policy." Okay, so he's probably getting faced with a suspension coming soon. Goodell said, "When we get to that point, we will certainly make a decision." The same is true for the NFL Players Association. Quote, "I'm just praying for the young man personally," NFLPA Executive Vice President Troy Vincent said via Yardbarker. "I'm praying for him and his family. I'm praying for the young ladies that have come out. This is not good for anybody. Forget the sport." Well, okay. Look, if he's done misconduct, I'm not praying for him, okay? Too bad. You made your decision. I've said, regardless of whether this proves to be true or not, the one thing he has is poor judgment. Regardless of what anybody says, you've got some kind of an issue when between the more than 20 ladies that have stepped up saying you got massages from them, there were also another nearly 20 from his attorney that presented them. We're talking like 40 different women he got massages with. And look, when you start talking in numbers that high, you're looking at a serial issue of some kind. In other words, you've got even in poor judgment, You're the quarterback. You're the CEO of this football team. Okay? Look, if this was a defensive back, if it was a wide receiver, if it was a running back, right, wrong, or indifferent, this would get looked at differently because you hold your quarterbacks to a higher standard. Let's be honest, right? Okay, Patrick Mahomes, do we worry about anything involving Patrick Mahomes like this? No. You know, Tom Brady? Hell no. Aaron Rodgers? Hell no. Okay, Lamar Jackson? Hell no. All those guys have got impeccable character, okay? We don't worry about that, and the teams don't. You don't want to have to worry about this kind of thing from your quarterback, period. So that's why this elevates this issue and makes it look so much worse. Now look at the fallout. The Jets were very much in on DeShaun. Well, they could have traded the second pick to the Texans as part of a deal for Watson. Instead, Zach Wilson is now the quarterback of the Jets. Well, the Niners were the favorites for DeShaun, and instead they traded I don't know how many draft picks up to get Trey Lance last night. Okay? Another piece of that fallout is that Jimmy Garoppolo may end up as the Texans quarterback. Okay? So that's another piece of the fallout. The Patriots were in on Deshaun Watson. They now have a quarterback named Mac Jones, okay? Mac Jones out of Alabama. And personally, I think that's a great fit and a great pick by them. But we saw the impact of this Deshaun Watson issue all over the draft last night. Sam Darnold goes to the Carolina Panthers. Okay? The Broncos were in on Deshaun. Teddy Bridgewater is traded over there, okay? So the impacts are all the way across the board. Then you've got a public relations issue that's going to come up. If you decide to acquire this guy, the Texans are going to have a public relations issue after this. Okay? Trying to sell their city on wanting Deshaun Watson back. Okay? I'm sure there's some Texans fans that are like, well, if he's proven to be innocent, blah, blah, blah. He may be, but your quarterback's got really terrible judgment, okay? At least really terrible judgment, okay? Which he's got terrible judgment from two standpoints. Number one, you signed over $100 million contract and then decided 4 or 5 months later you wanted to be traded out of town, didn't want to play for the team you just signed for. That's one piece of terrible judgment. The other is getting involved with 40 massage therapists when your team would hook you up with one or two good ones. Yes, getting massages in the NFL are part of recovery, and they're normal. Okay? Getting them from 40 different women is not normal. Okay? Regardless. Again, Derek Carr, you're not worried about this kind of thing. Matthew Stafford, you're not worried about this kind of thing. Michael Vick, you get the point now. You get the point. However, I will point out one team that at one time took a risk on Michael Vick that have been rumored to maybe be in on this guy if he comes out the other side, and that's the Eagles. That could happen. That could happen. That article was from Outkick. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Very quickly, make sure you check out our merch store. I'm wearing our Defund the Athletes 3.0 shirt. Got the underline, got black and white sports on the back of it, and got Black and White Network on the front. I'll give you 15% off. Promo code LaChinaSucks, XUX. Go grab that sumbitch out of the merch store. Aaron Rodgers. Whoa. That situation the plot is thickening, okay? We'll keep you updated on the NFL draft and the Aaron Rodgers situation. Man, that's interesting. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.